DNA was used to assist with a crime investigation for the first time ever in 1986. Since then, hundreds of cases have been resolved thanks to developments in DNA analysis and family history study, providing justice for the victims' families. Here are the 7 scary cold cases solved with the help of advancements in DNA technology. 7. 2006. Murder of Francisca Perea-Dominguez. In 2006, Francisca Perea-Dominguez was found dead in her bedroom. She was stabbed to death and sexually assaulted. Although her roommate at the time, Salvador Hernandez Morales, was always a person of interest, he wasn't charged for 16 years. In October 2022, police found DNA on a toothbrush used by Hernandez Morales, helped crack the case after it allegedly matched semen found at the crime scene. A warrant is currently out for his arrest. 6. 1993. Murder of Jeanie Ann Childs. A 26-year-old cold case was cracked thanks to a dirty napkin cast aside at a hockey game in 2019. In 1993, 35-year-old Jeanie Ann Childs was stabbed to death in her Minneapolis apartment, and for more than 2 decades, the case remained cold. But after the capture of the Golden State Killer, authorities decided to try the same method that led to his arrest. Using DNA collected from Child's murder scene, Minneapolis authorities entered the information into genealogy websites. The results pointed investigators toward 2 possible suspects, including Jerry Westrom, who lived in Minneapolis at the time of Child's murder. Officers began to trail Westrom to collect a DNA sample without his knowledge. At a hockey game, they observed him order food from a concession stand, then wipe his mouth with a napkin that he later discarded. The DNA was a match, and in 2022, Westrom was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. 5. 1980. Rape and murder of Helene Pruszynski. Helene Pruszynski was 21 years old when she was kidnapped while walking home, brutally raped and murdered in 1980. For decades, her family searched for answers, and finally, in 2019, they received them. Truck driver James Clanton was arrested and charged after investigators used genetic genealogy technology on DNA evidence found on Pruszynski's body and clothing to link Clanton to the crime. He pleaded guilty to rape and murder, and in July 2020, he was sentenced to life in prison. 4. 1998. Murder of Jennifer Brinkman. After more than 20 years, a suspect was apprehended in connection with the 1998 death of 19-year-old Jennifer Brinkman because of advanced DNA technology and genetic genealogy. Jeffrey Paul Primo, 52, was arrested in December 2022 after investigators say they matched his DNA to an axe that was used in the murder and found at the crime scene in 1998. Primo is charged with 1 count of first-degree murder. Primo was booked into the Snohomish County Jail. It is unclear at this time if he has entered a plea. Prosecuting attorney Jason Cummings did not immediately respond to people's request for comment. 3. Murders of Shannon Rose Lloyd and Renee Cuevas. In 1986, 23-year-old Shannon Rose Lloyd was sexually assaulted and strangled to death in her Garden Grove, California home. For more than 3 decades, a killer was never identified. In 1989, 27-year-old Renee Cuevas' body was found on a road near Irvine. Although little is known about Cuevas' murder, in 2003, authorities were able to link her case with Lloyd's and learned the 2 young women had the same killer. After advancements in DNA, the Orange County District Attorney's investigative genetic genealogy team identified Reuben J. Smith as a possible suspect in 2021, NBC Los Angeles reports. Authorities had Smith's DNA because in 1998, he was arrested for sexually assaulting and attempting to kill another woman, the outlet reports. Smith's DNA matched the DNA found at both crime scenes, and he was determined to be the killer of Lloyd and Cuevas. In 1999, Smith died by suicide when he was 39 years old. 2. 2001 murder of Rose Marie Moniz. It took 20 years for authorities to nab a suspect in the murder of Rose Marie Moniz. The 41-year-old was found beaten to death in her home in New Bedford, Mass. in March 2001. The murder weapons were a fireplace poker, a cast-iron fireplace kettle, and a conch shell. In December 2021, DNA found inside the conch shell linked Moniz's half-brother David Reed, who was a pallbearer at Moniz's funeral, to the slaying, authorities said. Reed was indicted by a grand jury on charges of murder and armed robbery. He has pleaded not guilty. 1. 1995, murder of Mary Catherine Edwards. January 13, 1995 was the last time beloved teacher Mary Catherine Edwards was seen alive. The following day, her parents arrived at her Beaumont, Texas, home to check on her and found a horrifying scene. Edwards was found drowned in her bathroom with her hands handcuffed behind her back. She had been killed and sexually assaulted. For more than 25 years, the case remained cold until DNA cracked it wide open. Her former classmate Clayton Bernard Foreman was charged with murder in 2021 after investigators used genetic genealogy to allege he is linked to the crime. Foreman is being represented by defense lawyer Thomas Burbank, Beaumont Enterprise reports. According to online jail records, he has not yet entered a plea to the charge against him. That's all for today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please leave us with your valuable feedback if you found this video interesting. Stay tuned to our channel till the next video, and until then, see you soon.